excited to be here to tell you all about Moss. Moss is a lounge seating system designed for informal meetings and also designed for really a changing type of space in workspaces. The idea for Moss actually came from a sort of chance encounter at a party. There was a large room, and in the middle was a sofa. And people weren't just sitting on the sofa seat, they were sitting on the arms, they were sitting on the back. They were really using the sofa in a very unexpected and dynamic way, and it was really exciting, and it worked extremely well. So the idea for Moss was really to capture that sort of energy and vitality of that moment. So one of the key things that made it work was actually people were sitting at different heights. So the concept for Moss is that there are actually three seating surfaces. There's what I call the seat, the back seat, and the arm seat. And the beginning really was to sort of look at those parts and actually develop individual seats which could be used as freestanding elements and could be combined to make dynamic seating compositions. So those are the three different heights. Now let's talk about the lengths. There are actually two different lengths to each different seat part. So that makes 6 different components in total for the upholstered elements. And these can be combined in a whole variety of different ways. There's actually 3 different price tiers for Moss. There's the very basic version, which actually just has feet. And then the next level up is a version which has an extrusion, which is mounted on the underside of each upholstered element, all the way around. And there's a plastic clip that actually allows each extrusion to kind of join in so you have solid linking. And this actually also can be used to sort of unlink the product for a future date, and the whole sort of series can be reconfigured in any combination. The lengths are actually chosen so that you can make quite expected compositions which look like sofas or back-to-back benches, or you can make things that are very kind of free and sculptural. And this is actually, we think, going to be very exciting for architects and designers because they can actually build furniture exactly suited to their specific buildings. So you can actually make things that are quite small and intimate, or you can make things on a very large scale. So you could make like a 100-foot long sofa if you wanted for a lobby. The next option for Moss is an option which really increases the durability of the upholstered elements. And as you know, that when you have upholstery close to the floor, that makes it susceptible to damage and sort of high use. So the third option, we're proposing a 3.5-inch upholstered band, and actually there's an image of it here on the screen, which wraps all the way around each upholstered element. And typically with furniture, this is done by lifting the upholstery up away from the floor and away from high traffic and use. But the spirit of Moss is that these are big blocky elements which appear to sit on the floor. So what we've done is with this wipeable band, we're making a functional base for the product which is actually sewn as part of the upholstery. So this is Moss. Moss is really adaptable, and this is it. So on to Michael.
I'm very excited about this product. As you know, the world out there is all about interactive now. I mean, we've had so many questions about interactive this, interactive that. And when we were in Cologne and Ergotech last October, we saw enormous numbers of Me Too's, people with sofas with mesh wrapped around. And it just is not something that felt quite right for us. So we wanted to do a unique solution. When Andrew came and proposed this, the simplicity of it, but the enormous, infinite solutions. And I think that really do we have the clip? The clip? The clip is, these are beautiful blocks which I believe will sell on their own. You can sell them individually because any one of these little seats works as a bench. all the elements in their own right are fabulous. When you add this system, which is unique to this building, and I think to this industry, it gives you an infinite number of possibilities. Because, I'm not going to clip this on because it does hold the units in a way, but this is wrapped around the whole piece. So you can put these things together in any combination. So they clip together, and I'll just slide it on here. But if you wanted to have a half a seat with a seat sticking out and another arm over here, it's not just about length, it's about infinite combinations of elements. And arms and seats and backs can go together with whatever you can imagine this product can give you with this clipping system.
So the metal comes underneath and you get these clips, these
Yes,
plastic
right.
pieces.
So this
You
is
can
attached.
ask Josh and Marilyn how easy they clip together because they did this whole room. They're all ganged. This whole room's ganged. And so Josh and Marilyn, just the two of them, ganged all these pieces.
Plastic pieces.
So this is an aluminum extrusion
Which is attached.
that is bolted onto the bottom as a frame around every one of the pieces in this room. You can't see it, it's there, and we will supply these beautiful little paddles. And the client can order. It's going to give you a little bit of a pop when I push this in because it has to be a tight fit in order to hold once it's done, right? So it clips in, and that's it. And then it's solid, and then there's pressure and it holds it in
The
place.
connector's flexible,
The connector has a little
we'll give to it.
clip here that gives. This is not. Within these two little pieces here are a little bit flexible just to pop in.
How do you address the leveling?
It's designed so when you clip it together, it sits parallel to the ground. So when I push the next piece in, it automatically captures the
But if the
extrusion.
ground is not level, as they oftentimes are not, how do you?
That close together, it
Has a
should
little
clip.
tolerance.
But the piece that's beside it will be at the same point, so it just slides in.
Right,
Maybe
I'm
some
thinking about
tolerance.
long.
This whole room is not level,
I know.
but we were able to put these things together really
Yeah,
easily.
and they feel, so there's a big tolerance
Okay.
because it's plastic.
Okay.
Slated.
Okay.
So
And there's two sides of that clip.
it's a,
Yeah, so you can't move.
you can't make a mistake with it.
You will
And-
find, I think, that the designers find it playful. Because even when the judges came by for the Best Neocon, they weren't just looking at it and sitting on it firmly. They were literally tumbling on it. They'd sit on the back and sort of tumble over it as though they were being kids again or something. It was really interesting to watch because they're doing this judging process and then they're
Yeah, it's meant really to break down sort of
Is there any
conventions of
place where you
seating.
guys, for the show, can show it? Like,
Underneath how it
have
goes.
one flipped over or some kind of thing where you can see how,
On its
Well, we
side.
have these,
just these clips.
we have a few of these around that you can show.
How does it come apart? So,
You have to pull it. It's a bit of a pressure, but you can pop it off.
Okay?
And maybe Steve could demonstrate.
So, if you want the gain possibility, it needs to be specified that way?
Right, so the way that we price this product, to give you an idea,
So you can put this, once it's in, it can still slide anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing is when you put it in, this sits parallel, so when you bring the next piece up to it, you don't have to worry about it not connecting. It'll sit parallel. When you just slam the other one in, and it connects nice.
so to give you an idea, most of the ganging devices on the market predetermine the system, and then you have to assign this ganging device to a location to hold it together.
right.
So to give you an idea of the flexibility, Jackie had a layout for this room, and she brought all the pieces in, and it didn't quite like it, so she just changed it.
And always.
As long but fortunately, she could just do it by putting these paddles in a different location and sticking them together. And geometrically, as Andrew has said, he spent an enormous amount of time working on the lengths and widths so that they do fit like a jigsaw puzzle in an enormous number of combinations, endless. So although it's a really simple set of pieces, the genius behind it is the way that it goes together and this gaming set. There are some tables which are finished. There's an arm table and a little square table.
Table right here.
Right here. This is the arm table, which is also sittable. And the square table, there's a square table there.
What's the material?
It's like a plastic paint
On a PP.
on a MDF board. So it's quite durable, withstands all sorts of vinegar. It's really a durable finish. We have the specs on it.